Anthony Edwards at age 24 is better than Shea was at age 24, and he's better than Wemby right now.
What is your flaming hot take today? I'm gonna go around the room. I need one from each of y'all.
My hot take today is that the New Orleans Pelicans will not regret giving that first round pick for Derick Queen. That is going to be my hot take today because, chill, how many 20-year-olds can give you a 33-point triple-double, be the offensive hub at, and 4 blocks? Like, you want that guy. You want that guy with the top 5 pick. And guess what they got? They got that guy. So I actually don't think they will regret it in the long term because Derick Queen looks like he's all the good. He hasn't even matured. He hasn't grown into his body. He's still a kid. DeAndre Jordan's still telling him to stand up during post-game interviews. So it looks bad now, but if he turns out the way I think he's going to turn out, they're not going to regret that pick at all.
Ron, fast forward the clock. Today is December the 10th, 2025. Fast forward the clock to May of 2026. Giannis is still going to be on the Milwaukee Bucks roster. He's not getting traded. I don't think that as much as this team is as bad as you say this team is, I think that Milwaukee is going to try to do everything that they can to keep Giannis happy and to show him that they are committed to him, and he's going to show that he's committed to them. He's not getting traded. He's going to be in Milwaukee.
Anthony Edwards at age 24 is better than Shea was at age 24, and he's better than Wemby right now. I think Anthony Edwards is very much so slept on. I think he's having an unbelievable season scoring the ball. I think he's unguardable right now. His first step is ridiculous. His handle has gotten better. His mid-range game has gotten better. He's a legit pull-up three-point shooter, and one of the best at it in the league. So, and he's a good defender as well. And I think that his game is going to translate to the playoffs better than Victor Wembanyama's is as well. So I got number one, and at age 24, better than SGA at age 24. That's the 22-23 season, I believe. And I think
that's the season he first averaged 30.
This might be this version of SGA is before this version. That 23 version of SGA, that's the best version of him. So that dude, Anthony Edwards, is better than him today.
Yep.
And
I think he's better now, personally, but
Ant is hooping. Ant is a scoring machine, man. I gotta put
what's the separator though between that 24-year-old SGA who was averaging 31? I think he led the league in he was efficient in something, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say 2s or something like that.
He's always efficient.
He wasn't shooting the long ball like that. And I'll give you that credit, real talk. Ant shoots the long ball better than I think that SGA does. But the getting downhill stuff, is he better? I don't know if he's better than the Ant getting that. I don't know if he's better than SGA getting downhill. The shot creation, I think SGA is better. On the defensive side of the ball, I will give you that. As an on-ball defender. And I think SGA is a damn good on-ball defender. I'm not buying the logic that he's on a great defensive team and they protect him.
It's a better defender than Shai.
But I do think that I think Ant is a better on-ball defender than SGA. But SGA at 24 years old and Ant at 24, because, by the way, Ant at 20, SGA at 24 and 23, we're talking top 5 at that point. Like we were starting to get into that conversation of SGA being top 5. That was the first.
I know you got first team.
Yeah, that was the first year being first team All Pro, and we started having that conversation. Even though I was pushing back because we were talking about him being better than Jason Tatum, and I was like, "Easy, guys, relax. Yes, relax. Calm your nerves, easy." But then we kind of. We have progressed since then. But I don't know, real talk. I mean, 24-year-old Ant, 24-year-old SGA, I'd like to see them go at it. I would.
The scoring numbers this year has been off the charts, man.
For Ant?
Yeah, for Ant.
Real talk.
What's up?
Where
where are they at today though? Like, because we had this conversation last season, and I like Ant a lot. Where's the separator right now? Damn the 23 season.
I mean, right now it's the fact that Shai's possibly the greatest on-ball scorer ever statistically right now. So that's hard to kind of, beat. Shai right now is the best pick and roll player in the league. One of the best isolation players in the league. And he just leads to some of the most efficient offense in the league, Ox, just by simply handing him the ball and saying, you in pick and roll, we're good. You in isolation, we're good. So it's hard to be better than Shai right now, Ox. I got Shai as the best player in the league right now. Like Shai's hooping at that type of level right now. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yo, Big Ox, you got a super hot take for us? Do you got something for the people?
I don't think I got anything super hot right now. I just think I have just a regular basketball take, and it's going to be an obvious take. I told y'all last time that I believe Miami can win the East, but I want to let y'all know who's winning the championship.
Who's winning the NBA championship, Ox?
That's none other than the Los Angeles Lakers.
You just bet Ron that an East team was going to win it. Ox, what
Yeah,
you doing?
Ox knows ball. Ox knows ball.
What's going on, Ox?
Hey,
Just send me my money right now, Big Ox.
A couple $100 ain't no big deal to prove a point, but I just want to talk about those Los Angeles Lakers. I believe they have what it takes to win the NBA championship. Chill.
What do you love about them? What do you love about them winning the NBA championship, Ox?
It's that LeBron James still got the goods. I don't care what y'all are talking about. He's about wash and all that. LeBron still got it. He doesn't have the carryability that he once had, but now he got Luka Dončić. I know y'all are really low on DeAndre Ayton, but he's good enough. He's good enough. He's good enough down there on the block. He might not run up the floor as fast as you want him to, Chill, but he gets up the floor. He can knock down the mid-range. He's a rebounder. Austin Reeves can be a second option, third option, or first option. He'll put the ball in the basket. Marcus Smart, a lot of y'all don't realize how much Marcus Smart actually was the one carrying that 22 Celtics team. Marcus Smart is a winner, and he teaches how to win. They got everything they need. I don't think OKC is better than them. I think the only competition that the Lakers will have in the West is the Denver Nuggets. Other than that, I don't see any team. The Rockets, I don't see OKC.
Spurs?
The Spurs, no. The Spurs, no. What? No, hell nah. I don't see anybody beating the Lakers except for Denver. I think the Lakers take care of OKC.
Timberwolves handled them in the playoffs last year, though.
They didn't. That's okay.
That's what.
That's I don't care. That was then. This is now.
I see what Ox is doing, Ron. I'm on the Ox, man.
What's he doing? Because remember, real talk. This was just a normal basketball team.
Why can't real talk? Why can't I just have a genuine basketball feeling?
No, because I see what you're doing with the Lakers. What I did with the Clippers. I'm on to you.
I don't think like that. Real talk. I don't think like that.
But hold on, real talk. What did you do with the Clippers?
Tell the truth about them. And so, I see what Ox is saying. I had the Clippers as a really good team heading into this season for a multitude of reasons. But, their one negative superseded all of that. They're old. So, all that good basketball talk was useless at that point.
Yeah, well, it's funny that Big Ox.
I don't think it's insane, but I would feel a lot better if they were in the East and then they meet in the finals and anything can happen in the finals. But I think if you're a Lakers fan, if you're a Denver fan, if you're a Houston fan, you'd be more excited for this season because you could genuinely think that you had a shot. But I think when OKC exists, I think it's going to be hard, man. There's nothing. It's going to be really hard. But Ox, I don't hate it. It's an injury here, an injury there.
Big Ox, it's funny that you give that super hot take because it's kind of in line with my super hot take. Now, you got a guy that is potentially on a crash course to win 80 games. That's what Kendrick Perkins said, y'all. He said that he sincerely believes that OKC can win 80 games. And the dude leading them is averaging 30. And then you got another dude that's averaging 29 while leading the league in rebounds and assists. Historic seasons. But, there's this guy in LA who is just averaging a measly 35 points. He's averaging a measly 9 rebounds and 9 assists. And you know what?
Goofy. That's so goofy.
We're not really giving him the credit he deserves in his MVP race.
One more time, Ron.
You know what, real talk?
What is he doing, Ron? What is he doing again? One more time. What is he doing again?
35, 9, and 9.
What the hell?
But you know what, real talk? When the Lakers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in the in-season tournament and win the in-season tournament, you know what's going to happen? The whole MVP race is going to get flipped upside down. It's going to get turned the whole opposite way. And, just like this. Look, it's going to get turned like this. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to start talking about Luka Dončić as the MVP favorite. When the Lakers, they won't get the number 1 seed. They won't. But when Luka's averaging 35 points and the 3-ball starts coming along a little better, maybe it goes up to 36, 37. Maybe it's James Harden number. The MVP talk will get flipped upside down, ladies and gentlemen, and Luka Dončić will now be the front runner in this MVP race.
Okay, first of all, this ain't a hot take. Real talk. Didn't you have Luka winning the league MVP?
Prior to the season, I did. As of right now, I see him as a distant third. To be honest with you,
I think it's a two-man race.
Coming into the season, I did have Luka winning the MVP.
I do. I think it's a two-man race. Who did you have, Damian?
I had Luka as well.
You had Luka also?
Yeah. I thought he was going to go nuts and have these type numbers. I just didn't anticipate Jokic and Shai to also be having some crazy ass seasons as well. So
think about what you just said, real talk. You just said he a distant second. I'm 35, 10 and 10 almost. And I'm a distant third. Like I ain't even
number 2 in the West, too.
I ain't outside the door.
They're not losing.
There's a line, real talk. I ain't even outside the door. Like I'm on the curb before I get to the door. Them two dudes sitting at the table talking to the voters. I'm outside.
I think Austin Reeves' season.
I was just about to. Austin Reeves is taking some of that thunder away from that 35, 9, and 9. I'm not, and it is not even like Luka's fault, but it's like when we see another player, as soon as Luka doesn't play, produce Luka statistics, it makes it less like, oh my God, it's 35. It's like, bro, we're watching Austin Reeves just fill in and do 40, 50, 11, and 9 or whatever. It's like,
this is what I'm talking about.
How does that matter? How does that matter at all?
That's crazy.
I'm just saying from the prestige of it. I'm saying like it does take away. Nothing is going to be as impressive if you can immediately watch somebody else do the same exact thing that you found impressive. It'd be like, well, maybe it's not as hard. Obviously, it is. Everybody's not walking around the league averaging 35, 9, and 9. But I'm just saying, on the same team, as soon as you don't play, there's somebody else just 41, 8, 9. It's like, well, I mean,
meanwhile, y'all dudes in the chat, told me. Meanwhile, y'all dudes in the chat told me Mars is a troll. Mars is trolling. And meanwhile, if you take Luka off the floor, it sounds like Austin Reeves could do the same thing.
No, he's not as good. Well, are we saying from just?
Be careful now.
Are we saying from a ERA perspective?
That's what I was saying.
I mean, from a stat perspective, it wouldn't be that far off.
That's the only thing I said.
Because Giannis, not Giannis. I'm sorry. Jokic is playing with two guys that also have dropped 50 plus this season.
Yep.
The OKC proved they could win without Shai.
Yep.
How is
They went without all of their dudes.
How was Luka? How was exactly? So how was Luka averaging 35, 9, and 9 as a 2 seed and being looked at as a distant third? That's ridiculous to me. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I think Shai and Jokic are just playing better. So
Yeah, because that 35, 9, and 9. Again, saying it out
loud.
No,
it's not real talk. No, it's not what you're about to say. It's not. It's no such thing.
Real talk is
as
actually a
deflated.
hater the more you hear.
It's no such thing as a deflated 35, 9, and 9.
I'm not
I don't
saying
care what you guys say. I don't care if you bring up the VORP. I don't care if you bring up his true shooting. I don't care. All right, I legitimately fuck them analytics. He's averaging 35, 9, and 9. That is out of this world. It is like that's
Are
unheard
you watching him play?
I'm watching him hoop. Yes, I'm watching him get busy.
35 points, 9 rebounds.
I'm watching him get busy.
Yeah, cooked you.
I'm watching busy. I'm watching Luka Dončić look like the best scorer in the league. I'm watching him look like the best scorer in the league. That
he's the best scorer in the league to you?
Yes. We've been saying this.
Yes.
Me and Chill have been saying this.
Are y'all watching Shai?
Yes, I'm watching.
Yes. There's no way.
I'm watching everybody. Yes.
I said this before the season started. Luka is going to get back to being the best scorer in the game. And
I just don't get how you can think Shai's not the best scorer in the league, but then think he's the best player in the world. That just doesn't make sense to me. That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, how can y'all think that?
Chill's the one who thinks that.
I don't think Luka's a better scorer.
You can be the best. You can be the second best at something and still be the best player in the world. Jordan wasn't the best rebounder in the league, but he was the best player in the league.
Yeah, but if Michael Jordan wasn't the best scorer in the league, how is he not? How would he be the best?
But if he was this, even if he wasn't the best scorer in the league, if he was the second best scorer in the league, that still doesn't make him the best player in the league.
But then Luka's a way better passer, playmaker than Shai, is he not?
Okay, so with that, and
so Luka's a better offensive player than Shai, in your opinion?
I have a different opinion when it comes to Luka and SGA. When it comes to those guys offensively, I don't think Luka is a way better offensive player than SGA. I think that the gap has closed, and I think that they're a lot closer. And I do think that, with that being said, because I know where you're going with it, Chill, you think that Luka's a better scorer. So if Luka's a better scorer and Luka's a better overall offensive player, then why isn't he the best player in the world? Well,
why isn't Luka better than Shai?
Yeah, why? What? Because if that's the case, again, it's close. I think that these guys are close, and I think that the separator for me is what SGA did when it came to winning. That's the separator for me. You, Mars, are more of a basketball player, and I care about what you do as a basketball player too. No question about that. But I also care about what you do as a winner and how that translates to winning. And I feel like with SGA, the winning is what separates Luka, and the winning is what separates both Luka and SGA. I don't think that
Shai's scoring leads to more winning. Why isn't he a better scorer than Luka?
Well, first of all, that's like saying that the leading scorer in the league, you're a better scorer than everybody else. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because you lead the league in scoring, that you're better than everybody else in scoring. No,
that's what Luka's doing, and I don't think he's the best scorer in the league.
But Luka isn't just doing that. I mean, that's leading to wins too, Miles. They're the second seed in the
But yeah, you
league,
think Shai's better because he's leading to wins. But Luka's also
and here's the difference. But the difference is that SGA isn't playing as much as Luka. Like he's not played as many fourth quarters as Luka has.
He's not playing as many better than Luka's team.
Well, and that's largely due to me. That's largely due to what I'm doing on the team.
If Shai and Luka swapped teams and they played in a series, which team would win, in your opinion?
If so Luka is on Oklahoma City.
Luka's on OKC. Shai's on which team wins in a series, in your opinion?
OKC.
Are you sure?
Hang on, give me a second. Because I'm thinking about SGA playing with James. I'm thinking about SGA playing with DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves. And then I'm thinking about Luka playing with that group, and I'm going to take the Lakers. I'm going to take the Lakers because I don't know if they can protect him. I don't know if Oklahoma City can protect Luka as much as the Lakers protect SGA on the defensive end.
Chill. Don't let him walk you into this, bro. Chill.
He shared his opinion. He shared his opinion. His opinion is his opinion.
Be quiet. Chill. I can assure you that OKC defense can hide Luka. I can assure you of that.
He doesn't think they can hide him
I
as well as Shai
can
does everything for the
assure
Lakers.
you of that.
That OKC defense makes Luka look average. They actually make Luka look,
Think so?
useful on defense. Hey man, that defense is so good, chill. It wouldn't.
It is. It is. But I feel like we would see more. I think we'd see a much better defender in SGA on that Laker team because he would have to do more. And I think that with seeing him as a defender on that Oklahoma City team, we don't get to see him be as good a defender as he can because they have so many great defenders on that crew. So I think that his gets masked in a different way. Like they don't have to hide SGA more than we just got a bunch of dudes who just better than you as a defender. Luka, we would have to protect you way more, which means we would have to do more on defense to protect you, as opposed to the Lakers, where I feel like SGA would be better as a defender.
When y'all do this with Luka and just be like, he's 35-99. Again, great statistics.
Yep.
There was a game December 1st against the Suns. Luka had 35, 11, and
he was trash in that game. Yeah, he was
5. He was ass.
Mm-hmm.
So just reading off his box score when you're talking about a player who has the ball more than anybody else in the league, has a higher time of possession, I'm sure, damn near anybody else in the league.
That's the same
and just
thing.
saying, well, he averages It's like, yeah, that player's going to average a lot of points, but he's going to average a lot of stats, period. That doesn't mean he's playing great. Just reading off his PRA does not mean Luka Dončić is playing like phenomenal basketball on the game-to-game basis. Now, I'm not saying he's clearly like the 4th best player in the world. So this isn't me saying he's like trash.
Sounds like you're saying he's trash.
No, he's not trash.
I'm just saying we act like the offense doesn't run through Jokic. Like everything in Denver doesn't go through Jokic.
I think me and Real Talk are on the same side as Jokic's PRA is also like. I think me and Real Talk are on the side of PRA needs to stop just blazing PRA.
Even SGA though, even SGA and Giannis
PRA and ignore Luka's. No, we're saying PRA in general overstates. I think a lot of people. That's it.
Haven't I been telling y'all this for 3 seasons already?
Well, me and you've been on this side for a while, but
all I'm saying is you talk about Luka has the ball in his hands. SGA has the ball in his hands at the end of every possession too. Giannis has the ball in his hands like crazy. Jalen Brunson, hey, believe it or not, Jalen Brunson led the league in time of possession last year. I haven't checked this year. Jalen Brunson led the league in time of possessions. He led the league in dribbles per possession. He led the league in all of that. So I'm saying, like, all of these guys, if you're the best player on your team, you have the ball more. So like that's not something that I'm about to.
The ball for 2 minutes a game more than Shai.
But
you don't think in 2 minutes he can get 3 points, 3 rebounds?
Shai's only averaging.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually
that doesn't mean Shai would. He already like someone said it a while ago. It may have been in a comment. It might have been on the show. I don't know. There's no such thing as a bad player averaging crazy PRA.
Correct.
Like you're not Luka. It's impossible to be a bad player putting up 35.
Luka's amazing.
Yeah, it's impossible. You physically can't. You in the NBA, you cannot put up 35-99 and be a bad player. But it is entirely possible for someone's PRA to be less eyes popping, and they are better than you. It's entirely possible for that to be the case. And the example I use, and I know it's across eras, but when someone last week brought it up that Denny Avdia's per 36 was right in line with 09 LeBron's per 36, I found that funny. Now, I can acknowledge, yes, 16 years difference, era adjustment, cool. But if you just look at it on paper, it would look like, Denny Avdia per 36, LeBron James, arguably his peak, per 36. They're the same person. But then we watch them play, and we know that this guy's PRA is obviously better than this guy's PRA, even if they're comparable. And Luka is amazing. I agree with Real Talk, one of the 4 best players on the planet. I think you can make the argument, like, I wouldn't agree with it, I don't think, but you can make the argument he would be the best player in the world. You can make that case. That's how good he is. But the case being solely or 80% predicated on points, rebounds, and assists, I think we missed the boat on like what true impact is. And like, just because you get a lot of box score numbers, it doesn't mean you're actually impacting the game more than someone who doesn't impact the box score. And that applies to more than just like Draymond Green. Like, it shouldn't just be like, oh, well, this guy only averages 6 points, so yeah, his impact's beyond the box score. You can average 29 and your impact is still beyond the box score. Like
But-
that's entirely possible. Like, and that's the point I'm making with like a Shai, for example. Like Shai's box score is never going to be as good as Luka's or Jokic, or like going back through history, and he's not as good as LeBron, but it's never going to be as good as a LeBron James or like these types of guys. Like Michael Jordan's PRA was what, 36-5? But for most of it, for a lot of people, he's the best player to ever play. But PRA demons, why is take defense off the table? Just offensive player for offensive player. Why is Michael Jordan a better offensive player than Luka Dončić?
Why is he a better offensive player than Luka Dončić?
Yes.
Is he?
Plays
He might not be.
no, we just talking about offense. That's all we talking
Is
about.
he?
Defense doesn't exist. Basketball is only played on offense. Why is Michael Jordan a better offensive player?
We're talking about on one side of the ball. So as an offensive player, I'll give Luka the passing, even though Jordan was a damn good passer. I'll give Luka the passing. Jordan played above the rim. I think Jordan was a better finisher around the rim.
Luka's 93% of the rim. You told me 93%.
100%. Luka is 93%.
Was MJ ever 93% of the rim?
But see, there we go with the
No. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna expose why PRA doesn't mean everything.
This is what I was about to say, because like you just said, okay, so we're taking the box, because if we're taking defense off the floor, we also got to take the box score off the floor too, right? We got to, and all we doing is looking at you. And I'm looking at this dude, because like you like to talk about all the time, Moss, as basketball players, better athlete, better jump shot in the mid-range, not just better jump shot in the mid-range, better finisher around the rim, dunking on big guys. I don't see Luka dunking on big guys. I see that
he's finishing at 93%.
Again, we take.
He makes a layup every time. Why does he need to dunk it?
Well, I think dunking the basketball.
Barely getting there.
I think it's a psychological event.
If Luka's shooting 51% in the mid-range, how much better is Michael Jordan?
Well, we don't know what Jordan shot in the mid-range. We don't know that, because those numbers
was it higher than 51%?
To be honest with you, Miles, I'd be lying to you if I told you when I was watching him, it looked like he was making every shot in the mid-range.
Yeah, you never think. I hear it.
For real. It looked like he was never missing in the mid-range whenever he shot there. So with that also being said, I think there's a psychological advantage when it comes to playing above the rim. Whether it's dunking on somebody, whether it's finishing over the top of the rim, whether it's finishing over the top of big guys, I think that's a psychological advantage, especially shot creation. When I'm able to score the basketball over two different guys in a multitude of ways, I think that's a psychological advantage when you're talking about being an offensive player. Also, when you got offensive players who know that you're going to get them, you got other offensive players who know that you attract that kind of defense, and they know that you're going to get them the ball, which Jordan did numerous times, whether he was in his prime in the late 80s or early 90s. I think that ultimately matters when you're talking about an offensive player. So all around, when I think about Jordan as an offensive player, I think the playing above the rim, I think his ability to get off the basketball when necessary, I think his shot creation, I think how much better he was as a transition player, how much better he played above the rim. I think he's a better offensive player than Luka.
So he's an athlete who could play off the ball.
And I think this is a conversation.
Ron,
Luka can't do.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ron, you're looking like you just think Luka might be.
But this is a conversation. I think what Ron thinks about. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a conversation: talent versus raw production versus impact versus contributing to winning. And I think that sometimes we might view the conversation in one lens, but I think, to Mars's point, there's no way you can sit there and watch one guy and say he's not impacting winning more than another guy, even though the other guy's box score looks nicer. That's a real thing. Like, real talk, we've watched every Lakers game this year. There are games when Luka's put up 35, 9, and 9, and you can walk away from that game saying, you know what, I actually don't think Luka was that good today. There was a game,
Damian.
Yeah, there was a game.
I think he went like 31. I think
yeah.
6. Yeah, he wasn't that good in that game.
Shai hasn't had bad 30-point games.
No one's arguing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I say even to that point, yeah, Shai's 30 points. Shai can have bad games with 30 points, which is once again to the point of the box score doesn't tell the full story. Even with Shai, even with MJ will have games where he scored 38 and he didn't play well. That's it. The point is watching games. That's the point.
But my thing is, though, like with me saying 35-9-9, that's not the end all be all. That is just the start of the 35-9-9. We can watch the 35-9 too and see that no, it is a lot of substance to this 35-9. So what I'm saying is I'm heavily pushing back on it just being a big, beautiful, shiny PRA object. No, like Luka Dončić is getting to it.
I feel like Luka was
hooping, which was
24. I used to PRA niggas to death, but that is because I feel like there was real action behind that tournament. If Luka was playing like 24 Lukas right now to me, I would be the first one, Ron, running around here talking about Luka averaging 35.99. I promise you I would be. But it's not the same. He's averaging basically
I'm not
identical numbers. And I think Luka was a better player then than he is right now. And he's averaging the same numbers.
It's like
I'm not
comparing this.
And
I'm just talking about what I've been seeing.
87 Jordan averaged 37 and 92 Jordan averaged like 32 or something. But like everyone would know Jordan didn't peak in
88 Jordan.
Yeah, so it's like the box score numbers aren't necessarily indicative of a player's peak. Even with like a LeBron James, for example, I think the best box score seasons of LeBron's career are probably like 09, 2010. But you ask a lot of people when he actually peaked, they'll tell you second stint Cleveland, they'll tell you Miami, when his box score numbers didn't look as overwhelming. Like Steph Curry's another one. Like Steph Curry's box score is 36-5 or 35-5. But a lot of people would consider him at his best a better player than a Luka, maybe even a Jokic at this point. But Jokic is averaging 29, 12, and 11. Why is Steph's 35-5 a better player than Jokic? Why is Steph's 35-5 better player than Luka's 35-9-9? It's because of like impact and how good you are. Like you can do things that extend beyond the scope of the box score. It's why, respectfully, and Ron, I know you're a Russell Westbrook guy. It's why no one seriously thought Russell Westbrook was a better player than Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or even LeBron James. When the guy was averaging 32, 10, and 10, everyone knew those guys were better players than him.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew that.
And it also, like,
that's it.
It also matters, like, in the playoffs last year, if Luka's given the Timberwolves 35, but Ant's also got 35, that matters too. Like, it's like, if Luka's got 35, 9, and 9, he's shooting 35% from the field, and his direct opponent has 35 as well, that matters too. Like, when we talk about contributing to winning, impact, all these different things, all of it matters. And I think, Miles, you were spot on with, you can look at some of this box score things and be misleaded. So, I mean, my thing is like, don't be a box score reader. Like, you need to watch the games because it matters.
I mean, you can get the data.
The box score,
to be honest with you, Damien, I mean, I think you can get the box score and you can get the data from the box
that's fine.
score.
No, that's fine.
But I can also get whatever logic I have by looking at the data from the box score shot right down because I'm not watching the game.
And you know,
who does to say Luka's still amazing?
That's fine.
Because
Luka
like,
fans won't get mad.
By the way, let's make sure we clear on that.
Luka is still amazing because people are going to
Go
listen to this segment and think that Luka is amazing. Luka has an actual MVP case. Yes, he is fantastic.
We're comparing Luka to,
but his MVP case has to be
That's
more than 35, 9, and 9. It just has to be, and that's all I'm saying.
It is. We're talking about impact and winning and all of that.
It has to be.
They're the number 2 seed in the West.
Yeah, they are.
He's missed 6 games, but yeah.
He has a teammate averaging
29.
Look at you about to PRA.
No, it's like, bro, stop.
Yes, he has a teammate doing that. So, hey.
Other than Chill, I guess that's why we all agree. Like, OKC are a better team than the Lakers, and that's why I think the separation between the two shouldn't be how much.
But what we can't do, Mars.
We know which team's better.
Sure, we can definitely agree that one team is better than the other, but let's not act like when you take this one guy off of this crew and take this one guy off of this crew, how much it impacts them. They rely as good as, don't get me wrong, I did just watch Oklahoma City beat Utah by 30 without their best player. Yes, I did see that. However, when we're talking about playing against the better teams in the league, I mean, how sustainable is that?
I would expect they would need Shai to beat them.
I'd like to think so, Mars. I'd like to think so. So,
yeah, I think
and
you know what's crazy is that I also do PRA. Great players gather up PRA, right? But we also just had a conversation about how it doesn't necessarily correlate with the impact that they're having. But I also will say this. I think Luka Dončić is the most tied to PRA player I may ever see in my life because
Yeah, see, that's
he
something
has,
I said a couple years ago.
he has the ball so much. It's like his output is his value because he's not gonna be much off the ball. He damn sure ain't give you nothing on defense. So it's like the stats with him with the ball is what he's giving you. That is what he's providing.
PRA captures a larger percentage of Luka's impact than most superstars, I think.
Yeah, like that.
And that's not a bad thing because 35, 9, and 9, to your point,
Exactly.
it's a lot of impact, a lot of value. But I think, like, if it was a percentage, let's say PRA captures, these are hypothetical numbers. PRA captures 85% of Luka's value. PRA captures 75% of Jokic's value. PRA captures 60% of Shai's value. PRA captures 60% of peak Steph's value. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. Not that PRA means nothing, but that everyone's value is tied to different things. And some people's value is more directly tied to points, rebounds, assists in a way that other players necessarily aren't. Like, MJ's value is not tied to PRA. Like, so much of what he does is away from the ball, the gravity he commands, the attention, the shot making, the defensive stuff. So much of his value is away from PRA that 35 and 5 can still be more impactful than someone else's 32, 10 and 10, a la 2017 Russell Westbrook, who I would say a lot of his value was also tied to his PRA. Not that he didn't have value outside of it, but that a lot of it was tied to that. And just because a lot of your value is tied to PRA, meaning your PRA is higher than other people, doesn't mean you're necessarily outplaying them. It just means your value can more greatly be accounted for by like the easiest data to process, which is like Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain, kind of. Even though Wilt was a better player, I'm not arguing that. But like a lot of Bill Russell's value wasn't captured by box scores of the day, whereas a lot of Wilt Chamberlain's was. So it's easier to look at Wilt Chamberlain, oh, the guy averaging 44 and 28, whereas Bill Russell, the guy averaging 15 and 25. Why would anyone dare say the guy averaging 15 is a better player? It's because a lot of Bill Russell's value wasn't captured by the box score. A lot of Wilt's was. So yeah, that's it. Just watch the games, form your own opinions, all that good stuff. You know, people get offended when you tell them to watch the sport they're talking about.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out here did raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. Yeah, this that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.